Stories are teenage afflictions. My name is Adejumobi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Adejumobi Sonaike, and it's titled 10 Naira Breast. I don't know how I'm about to tell you one of my to-the-grave secrets, but here it goes. I used to have 10 Naira breasts. Hold up. That was what they said. Let me yell back now as I do so well. I was in GSS 2, and I didn't have a care in the world. I wasn't one who was particular about my hairstyle or how my uniform looked. You could say I was nonchalant, but you couldn't say I was rough. I was just there. Not one of the pink girls, but my personality made it seem so. I fitted in somehow. We had 3 arms of GSS 2, and if I remember quite well, I was in GSS 2 Mercy. Very weird name, if I must say. No offense to my friend Mercy. I love you. Most of my friends were in the Faith arm, and I would usually go to their class during break time. Just to go and see my friends only, and not anything like stylishly going there to see a boy I had a crush on. Damn, he was fine. I mean, if he existed, and if that was what I was going there to do. We used to go for inter-house sports practice at a field close to school, and we would often walk in groups. This particular day, I was with one of my friends. Let's call her Jezebel. We're not doing free publicity to old secondary school friends here. Just kidding. But still, okay, alright. Jezebel is a little bit, I don't know, Jezebel-y. Okay, let's call her Ola. So, Ola and I were walking together, and our classmates were scattered in groups as we went down to the field. I heard a loud noise and stopped to look back and saw the boys behind us laughing hysterically. They looked ridiculous, I must say. I hissed and continued to catch up with Ola. We got to the field, and I joined the group practicing for the march past. I remember enthusiastically calling out, "At ease! Attention! Continue your march past. 1, 2, stop! At ease! Attention! Continue your march past." I could hear giggles behind me, but I was too invested in what I was doing to care. We got back to class later in the afternoon, and everywhere was noisy. I saw the boys gathered in a sweaty herd, whispering to each other and then bursting out laughing intermittently. I saw Ola shake her head and point waka to one of them. Waka literally means "iya ati baba." If you get it, you get it. I asked her what was going on, and she told me how since morning the boys had been giving girls price tags according to how big their breasts were. I got 10 naira, and that was why they were laughing on our way to the field. I threatened to report them, and they begged me, saying they were joking. Well, I didn't have to spend 10 naira during break for the rest of the week. I wasn't the only one who got a prize, but I was the only 10 naira. It was the lowest denomination, God damn it. So I used more than that 10 naira to eat Pepsi and Gala during break. While everybody had forgotten about it, I didn't. I became more conscious and looked at my breasts more often. Every outfit I owned became uncomfortable, and I started wishing I had at least 100 naira breast. I just wanted more zeros. Catch it? I used to wear bra tops at the time, and I urged my mom to buy a bra for me. I thought it would make my chest look more breasty, you know? Of course, my mother didn't buy a bra for me because I didn't need one. And so I might have kinda borrowed one of my sisters. I would wear them and play in front of the mirror. My breasts were looking like 100, and I'm not even talking prices. Catch it? When we resumed the next term, I was determined to let them know prices had gone up. World Breasty Weight Champion JMB was in the building. I wore my sister's bra to school, and everything was going grand. I felt more confident. And when I knew things were going well for me, was when Ola made a joke to me that my breasts were already 200 and that the boys didn't have sense. I don't know why she didn't suspect the sudden price inflation. She was probably thinking hormones. Talking about zeros and round things, I was getting my game up. I took my sister's biggest bra and wore it to school the next day. I don't know who I was kidding that I wouldn't get busted. Meanwhile, at home, I was getting away easy because my sister wasn't around most of the time. And I started wearing my school bag to the front because all of a sudden I preferred it like that. I got to school that morning and I walked proudly to my seat. My walking posture changed and somehow the bra had a big influence on my poise and my mannerisms. During break, someone from the faith arm came to my class and shouted, "Why are you wearing padded bra?" A disastrous disaster. You know the heart monitor sound you hear after a car accident scene in the movies? That was what I heard around me as I felt my heart stop. I was so stupid to think no one would find out. I had embarrassed myself going 300 that day. The boys laughed and I just sat down crying. Nah, don't feel sad for me. I had to learn, and there was no gala and Pepsi attached to this one. Fortunately and unfortunately, after that term, I changed schools. And by the time I resumed in my new school, I promise you, I was a solid 100. For real this time. Adejumobi Sonaike, who also goes by JMB, is a writer, rapper, songwriter, and mental health advocate who resides in Lagos. She is a sister, friend, and daughter. She loves family and enjoys cooking. You can read more of her work on Medium at Sonaike Adejumobi20 and connect with her on Instagram at JMB the Rapper _ and on X at JMB the Rapper. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell a friend that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.